In 53 BCE, the Roman Republic faced a nightmare in the sands of Mesopotamia, marking the beginning of a centuries-long struggle for dominance between Rome and the Parthian Empire that would reshape the ancient world's geopolitical map forever. This rivalry was fueled by a desperate competition for control over the lucrative Silk Road trade routes, as both superpowers sought to secure their economic dominance by dominating the vital transit corridors stretching from the Mediterranean to the Iranian plateau. The conflict pitted the Roman Republic's disciplined, heavy infantry-focused legions against the Parthian Empire's Arsacid dynasty, a formidable power that utilized highly mobile, armored cataphracts and deadly horse archers to maintain its status as the undisputed hegemon of the East. The geographic theater of this war spanned the rugged landscapes of Armenia, the fertile plains of Syria, and the arid deserts of modern-day Iraq, with the Euphrates River serving as a porous, frequently contested boundary between these two rival civilizations. The spark that ignited this long-standing antagonism was the ambitious, ill-fated invasion led by Marcus Licinius Crassus in 53 BCE, a campaign intended to secure personal glory that instead resulted in one of Rome's most humiliating military disasters. Following the initial Roman aggression, the Parthians exploited their tactical superiority, launching a massive retaliatory invasion of the Levant between 40 and 38 BCE, supported by the Roman defector Quintus Labienus, which successfully brought Syria and Anatolia under their temporary control. The Parthians revolutionized ancient warfare through their mastery of the Parthian Shot, a maneuver where horse archers fired arrows while appearing to retreat, a tactic that devastated Roman infantry formations ill-equipped for such rapid, mobile, and ranged engagement. Beyond the battlefield, the civilian population of Mesopotamia suffered immensely as cities like Seleucia were burned and trade networks were disrupted, leading to widespread displacement and a significant collapse of the regional economy during these brutal, intermittent, and drawn-out military campaigns. Neighboring powers, including the Kingdom of Armenia, found themselves caught in the crossfire, forced to navigate a precarious path as both empires vied to install client kings, effectively turning the region into a volatile, high-stakes geopolitical buffer zone. Records indicate that after the Battle of Carrhae, thousands of captured Roman legionaries were forcibly resettled in the distant Margiana oasis, a testament to the sheer scale of the Parthian victory and the subsequent human cost of this imperial competition. Gnaeus Domitius Corbulo emerged as a critical Roman commander, whose strategic reforms and military campaigns in the 1st century CE proved essential in stabilizing the Armenian frontier and eventually forcing a diplomatic compromise between the two warring superpowers. The map of the era was defined by the constant shifting of the Euphrates frontier, where Roman administrative hubs like Antioch faced off against the Parthian capital of Ctesiphon, creating a zone of perpetual tension that dictated the movement of armies for 3 centuries. Chronologically, the conflict escalated from the initial disaster at Carrhae to the mid-1st century wars over Armenia, eventually leading to the massive, empire-stretching incursions of the 2nd century CE that pushed both states to their absolute logistical limits. The conflict widened significantly as Roman emperors sought to project power deep into the Persian heartland, transforming a regional border dispute into a total war that demanded the mobilization of entire legions and the exhaustion of imperial treasuries. Both empires stood to lose their credibility and regional hegemony, as any territorial concession was viewed by the elite as a sign of weakness that could invite internal rebellion or external threats from nomadic tribes on their flanks. Historians often point to the failed campaigns of Mark Antony in 36 BCE as a foreshadowing of the logistical nightmares that would plague later Roman emperors attempting to hold territory deep within the hostile, arid terrain of Media Atropatene. The situation remained perpetually volatile at the close of the 1st century CE, with the Euphrates acting more as a fluid, permeable membrane for raiding parties rather than a secure, permanent border between the two dominant Mediterranean and Eastern powers. We will explore the later, massive invasions, including Trajan's march to the Persian Gulf and the subsequent Roman counteroffensives, in the next episode of this series, which covers the peak of the Roman-Parthian military confrontations. The Antonine Plague, which devastated the Roman population between 165 and 180 CE, was likely carried back to the Mediterranean by soldiers returning from the Parthian front, demonstrating how these wars facilitated the spread of disease across continents. Septimius Severus later solidified the Roman presence in northern Mesopotamia in 197 CE, marking one of the few instances where Rome successfully annexed territory from the Parthians, though this victory came at a staggering cost to the imperial budget. The Parthian Empire eventually collapsed not through direct conquest, but through internal dynastic strife and the rise of the Sassanids in 224 CE, a transition that fundamentally altered the power balance in the Near East for the coming centuries. Ultimately, These centuries of relentless attrition exhausted both the Roman and Parthian empires, leaving them vulnerable to future external pressures and setting the stage for the dramatic geopolitical shifts that would define the transition into the medieval era.